Hello everyone, this is Russell over here at WidgetWorks. Today I'm going to go in depth about how to set up your overlay layer within Rotateme Pro. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm quickly going to open up our website so you can kind of see this overlay in action. And this is just a simple text box with graphics in it with some hover states on them. So let's go ahead and see how this is formulated on the website. You'll notice you don't see an overlay here at all, and I do that for good reason. While I'm working on the website or making changes, I don't want to have that seen it because it's going to be the topmost layer, so you don't want it to be seen all the time. So the best thing to do, and I recommend doing, is creating a brand new layer and making sure that is all the way to the top. And in this case it's called the start graphic. So, and on this layer you're going to see this is just a plain text box that's stretched to full width, and if we zoom out it's quite long, so it covers pretty much any type of device that you may be viewing it on, because you don't want it to have it too short, because your website would show. It doesn't have to be the whole entire length, but it has to be a decent length, especially if you're using Rotateme Pro. You'll see that this allows you to pin it to the top just like you would with your pins within the actual widget. So let's take a look at how we set this up. So I just grab a text box, make sure you're on your particular layer that you want to be on, draw a new text box, and I'm just going to say hello text meet graphics. And I'm going to center this. I'm going to make it larger. And we're going to fill our text box with a color to kind of be opaque so you don't see. You could have it as a transparent, somewhat transparent color too, if you wanted the website behind it to show. In this case I'm just going to choose a yellow. And we're going to make it full width. There it is. And if we wanted to add a graphic, we could easily do that. We'll just go click off of that particular element for now, and I'm going to just go to, I'm just going to do insert image. And the image can be anything. We'll just use this one for now. And we'll just drop this on the canvas anywhere, doesn't matter where. This is just an SVG graphic, and in this case I'm going to have this above the text. So we'll go ahead and put a rollover state on this. I'm just going to have it fade if you roll over it. And I'm going to also have a transition of a half a second. And I'm going to have it ease in and out. So now as you roll over it, it's going to fade out a little bit. So now that I have that approximately the size I want it, you can still adjust this once it gets into the text box, but we'll just copy this for now. And you can do that, Control C. And I want it above the hello text. So we're going to add one return, and I'm going to paste it right there. And that adds it in. Now if I wanted a space above this, which I probably do, I'll just go to the text and add space above. That gives us a little bit of buffer from the top of the website to the actual start of the image, because it's going to be landscape, so most of the times you're going to be seeing it in approximately something like that. but we're going to stretch this guy all the way down. We're going to get rid of this graphic on the side now because it's already inserted into the actual text box area. And the last thing we need to do is create a graphic style for this text box. And as long as you're in the arrow tool and you're selected on that element, you're just going to go to graphic styles and then create a new one. And in this case it shows up as style 1 because I already had a style there. And we'll just double click it to rename it. And I'm just going to call this hello. And click OK. So now that this has this hello graphic style applied, we can easily attach this hello to our widget, which I'll do in the next step. So let's go ahead and do that. So now that we have this stretched full width, we don't need to pin it or anything like that. We can do all that controls from the actual widget itself. So I'm going to turn this layer off for now because I have the actual Rotateme here in my main layer of this particular page. And we have a style as rotate, and that's probably from the old style that we had in there, but we can just change it to hello. And you can preferred rotation, so we prefer people to see it in portrait, and that's correct for this particular page, so I'm going to leave that as is. You can change your animation. We're just going to say slide left. And how long that slide takes is going to be this next box here. And for the most part, you do want to pin this to the top. It makes it easier, especially if somebody starts scrolling down a longer web page. They might reach the end of that that overlay, which you don't want them to do. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is make sure before we preview this to browser, is to make sure we turn our layer back on. And you'll notice I still have that our other layer under there, so you should see that stay there when I preview this to browser. So let's go ahead and do that. Takes a second here. Okay, now that we have that previewed, you'll notice we have our new layer here. And if we scroll down, it's still pinned to the top, so it won't be exposed. The website below won't be exposed. But if we make this portrait, you'll notice it slides off to the left, revealing the layer that we don't have a graphic style on. Well, we have a graphic style. It's called rotate, and it's not active because I don't have one that's being used. It's not being utilized right now. So that is that. So, and if we hover over this, we're going to get a nice little fade in and fade out at a half a second. And that is how you set up a quick overlay and have it work with Rotateme Pro. If you have any questions, feel free to reach us. There's lots of different ways you could do that. One, I'm on Facebook quite often, on many of the Adobe Muse groups, as well as our own Facebook page, which you can go and like us, please. Other ways you can contact me by chatting right here. As long as I'm active, I'll be on. So like right now I'm actually on live chat, so you can chat with me at any point in time if this says we're here to help. If not, it'll give you a quick email form where you can send me a message and I'll get back to you. The other way would be is going to our support tab on our website, and you can send an email form there as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.